Good morning. This is KELOLAND On the Go with all you need to know in news and weather as you start your day.
Cases of COVID are on the rise in KELOLAND. Both Avera and Sanford hospitals report more people are testing positive for the virus.
The good news is the strains of COVID circulating right now are not as dangerous as the original virus.
In regards to the current strains that are circulating, do not seem to be quite as virulent, and they don't seem to be causing as much of a significance of an illness. However, we've seen a little bit of increase in cases here over the last month or so.
Dr. Post says if you do test positive, they recommend you isolate yourself as best as you can for 5 days. He also recommends people see their doctor because there are treatments to help shorten the length and severity of the illness. The Delbridge collection is a hot topic among Sioux Falls city councilors. They say a lack of funding is why the collection may not stay in town.
They say that if a nonprofit is willing to take and properly preserve pieces of the collection, they're open to it leaving Sioux Falls.
The question for us now is, what's the best way to use this collection for education and science? Is it here in Sioux Falls, or is it some other museum around the country? And so what the working group has decided to do is to receive ideas, proposals from around the country here in Sioux Falls of where this collection could be.
For more information on the City Council discussion and the future of the Delbridge collection, visit this story on KELOLAND.com. A proposal from 2 Minnehaha County commissioners would replace the roles of auditor, register of deeds, and treasurer with a single finance officer selected by the commission.
I would just say the intent of this is to put forth efficient, professional leadership.
I do think it's directed at me, and unfortunately our other 2 elected officials have to suffer those same consequences, which is not good.
There was no vote on the proposal yesterday. For the proposal to appear in front of voters on a ballot, a majority of the county commission's 5 members would have to vote for that to happen.
Now let's get a check on our weather with meteorologist Scott Munt. A comfortable day today, Scott?
Looks that way. Temperatures in the 70s for highs in eastern KELOLAND. Low humidity, dew point temperatures in the 50s. Both of those numbers will change the closer we get to this week, and we'll start to warm things up as we get into Friday with both the air temperature and the dew point temperature. So we will return to some humidity, along with it a chance for showers, maybe a couple of thunderstorms too. In the meantime, yes, we do have mostly clear skies, but we will watch for mostly sunny conditions as we do go through the day. For today, temperatures will reach the 70s across eastern KELOLAND, 80-degree weather today in central and western South Dakota. Brian will have more details on your forecast coming up.
Thank you, Scott. The flooding late last month damaged crops throughout KELOLAND. Near Mount Vernon, some fields still have standing water.
It's too early to tell how it will affect crop yields, but if they are low, it could negatively affect both farmers and retailers.
We've seen a significant drop within the last couple months with crop prices. So having a lower yield coupled with lower crop prices is going to decrease the farmers' funding or their profit for this year. Consumers might then see a pushback from the retailers having to charge a little bit more just because our availability is that much less.
Despite the current damage, the dry weather over the past few weeks will help the crops that survived.
The Brookings Regional Humane Society and Animal Control have rescued over 50 cats and 4 dogs from a house where the owner passed away.
Their efforts have continued since Thursday. The shelter is looking for donations from their community.
Staff say their most needed supplies are bleach, dish soap, laundry soap, and cat litter. Monetary donations are also appreciated.
It has been since Thursday, and we've taken in 57 cats and 4 dogs, plus our normal intakes and our normal animals. So I think it's just that it just all happened so quickly. That's different than what usually happens.
None of the cats or dogs rescued from the home are currently up for adoption, but some have gone to foster homes.
A Sioux Falls man won on The Price is Right back in April, but he didn't keep his prizes. Sterling Sinke got to contestants row and outbid the others on a new washer and dryer.
But he says he didn't really need them, so he decided to sell them to the St. Francis House at a low price of $900.
I just figured that this is a place where somebody could use it a lot, where it's not just a little bit. The idea of sharing and also who I want it to go to made it just easy.
The St. Francis House is always in the market for new washers and dryers and said they appreciated the offer because the price was right.
And that's a look at some of our top stories.
Now let's get one last look at your weather with meteorologist Brian Karstens. Brian?
All right. Well, the numbers are right today. I think they look really good. Nice, very nice actually later today. Sioux Falls, we're in the mid-70s this afternoon. We'll have quite a bit of sunshine. Overall, our wind forecast too, pretty light, mainly out of the northeast. So take it in, enjoy it if you can. If you're working out in the weather today, should be pretty comfortable. Here are the rest of the numbers on the maps. You can see by 12 o'clock midday there, Sioux Falls. Again, it's about 72, 73. I'm thinking about 80 in Rapid City at that point. It will be in the middle 80s there this afternoon. Little northeast wind, that's air coming in from Canada. Tonight, starry skies and comfortable sleeping weather. We're down in the 50s. Most folks in the east, a few 60s out west. Tomorrow, we'll rebound back to some 90-degree weather in southwest South Dakota. So do keep that in mind. It'll be turning a little hotter. Sioux Falls area, though, still in the 70s. So there's a big difference there from our Minnesota counties versus what we're seeing in western South Dakota. All in all, though, looks dry through tomorrow. But then by Friday night and late in the day Friday, we do have some rain chances coming back on the scene. Our best probabilities will be in western South Dakota, where the rain chance is already better than 50%. And then we think that as we get into Saturday, that rain chance Saturday morning looks pretty high over Sioux Falls, at least at that 50-60% level. But during the afternoon, perhaps we'll be able to cycle that down as the main forcing there may be going south. We'll keep an eye on it, though. There's still a little time here to kind of adjust those things, but that's kind of where we're looking. You'll notice also Saturday afternoon, we put in some chances of rain to flare back up over the Black Hills. So those are a couple of talking points, and obviously stick with us here through the rest of the week. We'll keep you posted. 70s there today in Brookings at 73, 73 in Marshall. The ups and downs on the 7-day forecast. It looks like we're getting a little warmer there by Thursday and Friday, back to a few 80s, but not lasting too long. It looks like our highs are returning to the 70s for the weekend and even early next week. No major heat waves. We're going to hold off on that conversation for now. Aberdeen in the northeast, a few more 80s will show up too in your 7-day forecast. But chance of rain is still, I think, worth mentioning there, especially Friday night into the first half of Saturday for Aberdeen. Numbers for Pierre in central South Dakota, a little warmer. We're close to 89 there getting into Thursday, and Friday's high at 90. But along with that, that frontal system that's coming in should be able to trigger some clusters of rain as mentioned. And that also fits into our Rapid City forecast, where we have a rain chance on Friday at 60%, Saturday around 30 to 40, and then it goes down to a 20% chance on Sunday. Check out more details. They're posted online at KELOLAND.com.